Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger Comic Book review. Still late, but getting better, slowly. Hopefully soon the reviews will be back. Maybe this weekend we'll have a triple set for you guys. Sunday night going into Monday morning. Anyway, in this review we are going to be reviewing the books that came out of Marvel Comics on the week of
September 3rd, 2014, the first week of September.
Wake me up when September ends.
Well, we're not going to go Green Day now. We're going to go comic review now. So let's
saying.
start off with my comic book. Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue number 15. I want to drop this issue, but from what I'm hearing from him, there are 2 issues left. And if there weren't 2 issues, I would drop it right now, because this book, it's just getting really ridiculous. I mean, when you start reading the book, the Shocker comes out and says to Boomerang, you know, like, oh, you know, I heard what you said and everything. I mean, Shocker's out of character in this story. Then we get Hammerhead about, you know, Silvermane and how he's meant so much to him and yada yada yada. And here's some artwork, which is okay. I mean, it's been like that. And, you know, they're just talking about, you know, what to do with well, they want to make Shocker the leader, but, you know, Boomerang wasn't so happy about that. Weird chameleon thing, but you can read the book if you want to. And here's the thing that really got me. Remember the truck, how they drew the truck off with Shocker? Now they put him in a coffin and bury him alive. Now, what? I mean, even the second time, really? And then you get people saying, oh, we're going to stick together and not tell anybody about Silvermane's head. We get Overdrive that tells Mr. Negative about it. Mort that tells Tombstone. And then Speed Demon who tells Madame Mask. And yeah. Mask. And it says we just got to stick together. Yeah, not rat people out. Who got the head of Silvermane? It's really ridiculous. If there weren't 2 issues left, I would have dropped it here and then. So I'm going to suffer for 2 more issues, and then, thank God, it will be canceled, so they heard you being canceled.
Raccoon issue number 3, and now it's getting to the point where I'm still sort of enjoying this book, but at the same time, it's definitely not one of the higher picks in my week. Rocket, in the beginning of this issue, is fighting off against his ex-girlfriend. He then finally gets, thanks to Macho, to talk with the man who would be able to give him the information about the being that looks to be the same as him, race-wise. Artwork's really good, though. I will say that I do enjoy, Scotty Young's artwork in a comic book. It definitely works. I'm trying to find a good picture.
It's okay.
For Rocket, it's good.
I don't know, I see it as okay, really. I'm not saying good or bad, just okay, really.
So, he's talking with this big guy, what's his name, Fuzzle? Yeah, Fuzzle.
Fuzzle? Okay.
Funzel.
Oh, Funzel, yeah.
And just as he's getting down to the nitty-gritty of finding out about where this person is, he also finds out that the Book of Half-World actually it was possibly found or spotted or something, and he kind of freaks out about that too. And then it kind of ends with him meeting up with the person who looks like they're part of his race. Straightforward issue, lots of comedy. I don't know. I feel like some of the jokes are forced-ish, but all in all, it's a nice issue, but something that I'll be reading months from now, if it's going in the same direction as it's going now, probably not, just due to the fact that there's going to be a lot of new books coming out. I love Rocket Raccoon, but the story just seems a bit too
Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, issue number 6. And this one, it's just really getting as a great comic book. Like, starts off where what happened in the last issue, where Pei, the little girl, was running away from these demons, and she meets up with Night Gork, the red dragon, and he doesn't do so well. And then there's this one guy that says, you know, something about that. Basically, he knows about her and he wants to rule everything else. We go back to the Himalayas, where, well, first of all, let me show you some artwork, which is still in an okay, sketchy way, where he meets up with Sparrow, and then he meets up with his father. This is like in another world, mind you. And after seeing all that and what he went through, he like kind of had the initiative of like saying, you know, like, I know who I am, and you know, and he saw what they did to Sparrow's eyes, which is very creepy like. So he just says, you know, enough's enough. He wants to do some kung fu, and there's the Emperor who wants to make the new Kunlun, where Iron Fist lives, you know, with the Rad building, called New Kunlun. So
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we gotta see if Iron Fist is gonna stop the Emperor of the old Kunlun to bring it in, but oh boy, it's really good. I don't know why people are saying they don't like it. I think it's pretty good.
Legendary Star-Lord issue number 3. In this issue, Peter gets arrested again. There's a
For how many times?
Well, this is the second time in 2 story arcs. So somehow he's at this bar, and this girl finds out that he's Star-Lord, or she knows he's Star-Lord, and basically knocks him out and sells him over to a Badoon battalion, and he's now in jail again with this jerky guy called Carmody and this Skrull kid, and basically things don't look like they're gonna go too well for Pete. It looks like he's stuck here. There isn't a scene with Rocket.
I always liked Rocket.
So now he has to figure out how to get out of this jail cell, and he actually ends up using Kitty Pryde. The only thing is, Kitty Pryde's there as a hologram, not as a person. So it would be nice if she's going to be a supporting character. Either she's there in person, or at some point they do write her in person. So anyway, Pete uses Kitty Pryde to, I was going to say Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde as a distraction, so this way he can break out of his cell. He breaks out of his cell. Unfortunately, the guy, Carmody, decides he's going to strike it off on his own, but the Badoon kid stays with Star-Lord and actually shows him a way to get to this starship. They get in the starship, and so does the other guy, but the starship can only carry 2 people, so guess who Pete throws out of the ship? They escape barely. The young Skrull boy actually ends up in the what was it? The orphanage where from way back in the very first story arc.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of the book leads into the next story arc, which is obviously involving Thanos.
So wow.
So that's going to be very interesting. I don't know why Knife is on the cover. I mean, he was introduced in the last issue, but he played Knife, this guy.
Oh, okay.
But he played no part in this issue. It was a standalone story. If anything, more of a transition story between last story arc and this coming story arc after this issue. All in all, it was a good read. I enjoyed the story. I love the artwork in this book. But again, I feel like it was pretty average of a read.
And before I say this, no, there are no dragons. Avengers World issue number 12.
You already told me this off camera.
I know, but knowing you
I feel like this is
you tend to forget, and then you like say, "Oh, they're dragons."
12.
I said no. I mean, unless it's in one page.
Issue 12 already, and they haven't gone back to that dragon. Forget it.
Well, anyway, it starts off where everyone's getting possessed by Morgan Le Fay. Le Fay. And there's like a long, big dialogue of, you know, like the fighting and everything. First of all, the artwork's really good. I think the artwork changed a little bit in a great way. Actually, no, I'll show this page. This page is really good. It's all these people just fighting off against the demons and whatnot. Meanwhile, there's a little backstory of, what was her name? That was in France. Swordswoman?
The Berry Killer?
No, Swordswoman.
Okay.
She has blonde hair. here. So it shows how she became Swordswoman, and you know, then everybody's just going around and trying to fight. And then there's this huge spider character that comes in that the baby killer claims to be his, and you know, it's just a whole big thing of that. I mean, it's kind of, it was like an okay issue. Like, it's just really just mainly just talking, and I mean, some of it kind of progressed. Someone does get stabbed and dies, and if you want to find out, read the book. But in the end, let's just say that there's a queen that appears in the last page of this book. So, it's average, okay. So I guess I'll be picking up the next issue to see how it goes then. But it made a little progress. Not a lot, but alright.
Spider-Man 2099 issue number 3. I enjoyed this issue. So now Liz knows about Miguel's whole being from the future. And Miguel's worried that she's going to blackmail, blackmail him into doing stuff now because she knows the truth, and she'll blow the whistle on him if he doesn't. And she kind of does in a way, in a roundabout way. She kind of forces Miguel to go with his grandfather to seal a deal in, where was it? Yeah.
Saying like it's a terrible idea sometimes.
Yeah. Basically, Tiberius is going there to sell them Spider Slayers in order to end the war in Tiberius, whatever. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, and somebody's already saying in the comments, Chris, you're an idiot. But anyway, he ends up going with his grandfather, and I'm trying to see what the place was called. I can't say his name, Tiberius.
Wait, were they going to Japan?
No, they're not going to Japan.
This is welcome.
Oh, here it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Japan. They go to Japan.
Oh.
And when they get there, the people who are the separatists fighting against the army end up trying to assassinate Tiberius Stone, Miguel's grandfather. Humongous fight breaks out. They end up taking Tiberius. Man, his name is so horrible. And you can't even abbreviate it. But anyway, horrible. Miguel ends up chasing after him. It turns out he finds him because it turns out he put a tracking device on his grandfather to keep an eye on him.
Ooh,
so we get some Spidey 2099. And then it turns out that Alchemax actually has Scorpion working for them also.
Wow.
And he's there to protect Tiberius Stone as well as Miguel. I don't know. But Spidey shows up to save the day. Miguel, or at least try to save the day. And things don't look too good for him at the end of this issue because we get the return of the Spider Slayers. So, it's going to be very, very interesting to see where this book goes. But for me, it felt very short. I feel like the story progressed only a little bit this time. But then again, I've been enjoying Spider-Man 2099. I love the artwork. The story definitely has a lot of promise.
Well, Peter David, I mean, of course.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next issue. And really, that's all I can say about it.
Alright, The Punisher, issue number 10. And in this issue, we get the whole thing of what happened after... well, Black Widow doesn't appear in this anymore because that was only a one-time deal. So he's in Costa Rica in prison with this guy, and he talks about, you know, Hector Ritz, who is one of the prisoners, that he doesn't talk to anybody really because he wants to know more about the Del Sols and all that other stuff. So, you know, and Frank Castle's in there like it's nothing. There's a little backstory of one of the officers he knows about. So, and here's some artwork of. It's like nothing to him, Frank Castle. Like he's just like taking care of all that. And the police I was talking about before, she gets off duty because she used a weapon to get the guy, so she gets off duty. Meanwhile, Punisher just does his thing, and he actually lets out all of the people in the cell and goes to Hector Ritz to have a little chat with him, and we don't know what it's about. Then nearby at the end, we have, I forgot what they were called, like, the Commandos or something? I think they're the Commandos. And they're just saying, that let's burn Los Angeles, just due to the fact that, you know, they have no leads of the Punisher, and he's not around to stop it. So they want to just kill him.
And destroy
Los Angeles. So the Punisher is going to have to make a way to stop this, and being the anti-hero he is. You know, I mean, that's the way I see it and all that. And speaking of Peter David, as we talked about before, all new X-Factor issue number 13, my book of the week. It just keeps bringing out tons and tons of stuff. It's really all about Quicksilver and how he spends time with the daughter after we got the whole thing, what happened, the meeting with Fatale. And actually talks about the last meeting and all that. Meanwhile, Luna makes friends with Georgia, and there's some artwork between Danger and Warlock, just talking together and all that. I mean, Danger just talks about sexual intercourse with Warlock, and I saw that's pretty funny. But skipping over that, Quicksilver is spending time with his daughter, and here is Gorgon, charming as ever, as what the front says, or from what he says in the book, actually. He just causes lots and lots of destruction, and Quicksilver stops to kill him. Meanwhile, Quicksilver's like former wife, or is this? No, not a sister.
No,
that's not Lana. That's I believe. No. That was his sister, and then Luna's mother comes in because they're separate from each other. Crystal, that's her name. I just remembered that. And after that, Crystal stops everything and leaves the daughter with him just to stay for a little while because he wants to get back to reunite with his daughter. And then that was it. So I thought it was a great issue with, whoa, these inks. Look at that.
Wow.
Really, Marvel?
Marvel, you guys
Comic gloves!
No comic gloves. Better printers.
But, yeah. All in all, Peter David just keeps bringing out great stuff for this comic book. Highly recommend you check out All New X Factor if you haven't yet. Just awesome is all I can say.
Finally this week, the giant-sized grand finale of Original Sin. Original Sin 8.
That's the last?
Yes. This ends the miniseries. It ends everything. So without spoiling too much, even though it's been out a while, we find out Nick Fury's the one that shot the Watcher. I really could care less what happens to Dr. Midas at this point. Apparently the Watcher's eyes fuse to... One of them fuses to the... Oh god, I forgot his name. Was it Loeb?
Oh, the orb. The one with the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the orb.
Yeah, the orb.
Yeah, the orb.
Well, one of the eyes actually fuses with the orb, and the other eye actually stays with, what's the name? Nick Fury. And the eye actually bonds with Nick Fury uses the eye to bond it with, oh god, what's his name? Dr. Midas. And I think Dr. Midas explodes or something.
Just the Midas touch.
Then the ending, most of the ending, once Nick Fury disappears, because apparently Nick Fury was in the explosion, that's where we're getting all the after what happened.
So Watcher comes
after
back,
the fact.
though, right?
Yeah, so, whatever her name is, oh god, something Matrix, the Vitamin, shoot, why is her name...
Oh,
Exterminatrix.
Yeah, Exterminatrix.
Is back on Earth. Thor can't lift his hammer, and he's still on the moon trying to lift his hammer. These are the huge... Now we got the orb who actually has one of the Watcher's eyes, and he's watching. Now the rest of this is a humongous spoiler alert, so if you don't want to know, if you didn't read this yet, I would definitely pick up the book first. But the last 2 pages show that... Here's your spoiler alert. Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury, becomes the new Watcher on the moon, but he's stuck on the moon. He's chained up to the moon. And Bucky becomes the new Unseen.
Why did they... I thought that the Watcher would come back to be the Watcher. Now they're making Nick Fury the new Watcher. So
Yeah,
what now?
probably.
So what now? In the new What Ifs, it's gonna be, oh, I'm not the Watcher. I'm Nick Fury who watches
I don't know.
everything. And
But the only advertisement they give you here is to check out what's going to be going on with Bucky as the Unseen in Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier issue number 1. So I'll look into the first issue, and there's also advertisements for Angela, Asgard's assassin, and Thor number 1 with the new Thor. Neither of these will I be getting, but I'll be checking out Winter Soldier at least to see what's going on with Bucky, but if it gets boring, I'll probably end up dropping that. I like how this was a really amazing event from Marvel, the best event I've read in a very, very, very long time, and it ended well. I just wish Marvel didn't do any more events. Now they've got Axis coming out before the end of the year.
Magneto,
So I don't understand why Marvel feels like they have to throw out like a million events a year, but this was a really good event. It ended well. It had a good story, great artwork, and like I said, it's the first time in a very long time that Marvel did an event that actually made it all the way to the end and was really good and actually had some good ramifications to it. And with that, guys, that's the end of this review, so don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline, and Zone4Podcast.com. Together we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Feel free to leave in the comments below your likes, dislikes, agrees, disagrees, any recommendations you guys would like to have, and we will be answering you guys in the comments below as the comments come in.
Yep.
And until the next review, guys, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.